Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining. So, my name is Ankita, and I'm the regional manager for the African region. Today, we'll be having a demo for. Today is a demo day for ERPNext and learning and education as well. So, with me, I have Rutra, Rohit, Jannat, and Ritvik, who will be showcasing all the new developments that we have in ERPNext learning and as well as education. So maybe all the four of you, if you can just introduce yourself first, and then maybe we can start with the webinar.
Yeah, sure, Ankita. Hi, everyone. This is Rutra from the accounts module.
Hi, I'm Kamran and I'm from Delivery Devs. I am a certified functional consultant.
Hi everyone, I'm Rohit. I've been working at Frappe since last 8 years, and I mostly work on stock and manufacturing model.
Hi everyone, my name is Jannat Patel and I work for the Frappe Learning app, and I've been a part of Frappe for more than 3 years now.
Hi everyone, my name is Ritvik and I work at Frappe as a software developer, and I'm the product owner of Frappe Education.
Good to know you all. Nice meeting you all. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for joining. So we'll start with the ERPNext first. So Rutra and Rohit, please go ahead. And if any one of you have questions, please put it in the chat box, and we'll answer your queries in the chat box itself. And if we can take a Q&A session at the last, so we'll take that as well. Please go ahead.
May I audible?
Yes, Gopal, you are.
Yeah, yes, I am Gopal Bandyopadhyay from Gonikanchodi Store Engineering Technology. It's a Government of India organization from West Bengal, Malda. So currently I am looking for a Frappe framework and doing some developed apps for our organization. So this session will definitely help me to know more about education part, because I tracked this framework from 2016-17. Okay, initially I was trying to develop something, but due to some bugs I cannot go through the proper way to. Right, so this time I think this seminar will help me to know deep and insight of your framework. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, Rohit, Rutra, please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Ankita. Just a second, I'll share my screen. Hope my screen is visible. Can anyone confirm?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, fine. So hi everyone. So I'm Rutra Kumar. I work in Frappe specifically on the accounts module of ERPNext. And as you guys know, ever since V14 has released, like we are concentrated more on stabilizing the accounting module. Due to that, we don't have a lot of new features to show, but there are minor quality of life improvements that we've added. I'll just take this time to showcase few of them here. Okay, let's start. Let's start with editable journal entries. What are they? Journal entries, I mean, like any other submittable doc type, once you submit, you cannot edit them. You cannot edit the fields inside them. But there were countless requests from customers who wanted to at least have the ability to modify a dimension value for an already submitted document. Since there were quite a lot of requests, we thought about it and we added this feature. This is not a new one. This one is already available in sales and purchase invoice, wherein you can modify the dimension value in such invoices and you can repost them. We've just extended it to now include journal entries as well. So this is perfectly suitable for fixing minor issues here and there. The only restriction is it's limited to dimension fields, accounting dimensions. You cannot go and edit the debit or credit value or the specific account. Only dimension values are editable. And once it's editable, you can repost and the ledger will reflect the new values that you updated. I'll quickly show a demo on a live system for this. Okay. Let me make a journal entry. And I'll update some dimension values. The cost center is already there. Say if I make the cost center as product design or something. I save, submit. Okay, now post submission, you came to know, okay, I made a mistake. I have to, I should have selected a different dimension than the one that I've used. But the normal approach would be to cancel and amend. But with this feature, you don't have to do it. For example, if you go to the vouch, if you look at the general ledger for that specific journal, as you can see, the cost center is correctly updated. Now, to fix it, just go to the field. The field is now editable even after submit. Just update the new values. Now you'll get an update button at the top right corner. Update. Now the dimension value is updated in the journal entry, but it still doesn't reflect in your general ledger. If you go and refresh the ledger, you can see the general ledger still has the old values. To fix this, you will get a pop-up here, not a pop-up, like a new button with a warning-based coloring scheme. It says that the document has been submitted document has been edited post submission. Now we have to repost so the ledger entry gets the latest values. Just click on repost. Done. Ledger entries are reposted. Now, if you refresh your general ledger, you can see the dimension values are updated. Great. Now, so that is editable journal entries. Okay, moving on. We added a new feature called reverse payments. So what are they? Consider a scenario where you receive the payment from a customer or a supplier, but for some unavoidable reasons that you have to repay that amount. The normal way to handle this would be to either cancel them or create a journal entry and then manually reconcile the payment against the journal. But with the introduction of reverse payments, you don't have to do it. You can just create a reverse payment entry and then reconcile the payment with the reverse payment, and then it should be done. So this is only applicable for customers or suppliers. So you can essentially pay a customer or receive from a supplier. Again, I'll show a live example on the demo system. Let me make a payment entry. Put it as cash. Okay. Let's make a payment entry for 1,000. So this is an advance. And as you can see, the payment type is receipt. So before V15, you cannot select the payment type for a customer, but you can do it now. I'll show you now in a few moments. So this is the normal payment entry. Now, imagine a scenario. Now you want to reverse the effect of this payment entry. Normally, you'd have to create a journal and then reconcile them, or even cancel this payment entry. But you don't have to do that anymore. What you can do is just duplicate the payment entry that you want to reverse it. Select the payment type as pay. So you're essentially paying a customer. Save. Submit. So what it has, this payment entry is essentially in the ERPNext parlance is an invoice. So it will show up in the receivable or payable report. Now, as you can see, both the payment entries show up here. One as an invoice amount, one as a payment amount. What you can do now, you can just simply reconcile both of them, and then your payment entry effect is reversed effectively. So I'm going to payment reconciliation, applying filters on the customer. As you can see, the reverse payment shows up in the invoice section and the normal payment in the normal payment section. So both of them. Okay, reconcile. Both of them are reconciled. So without the need for creating a journal entry or without the need to cancel, you can essentially capture the scenario where you had to make a reverse payment for a customer or receive from from a supplier. Okay, so that is reverse payments. Moving on. Okay, so the next new feature that was added is it's a diagnostic tool. It's not specifically a feature. So what is the need for this tool? So there were countless issues where customers have reported some kind of a ledger issue. Their debit and credit is not matching, or their general and payment ledger is out of sync. These kinds of issues always show up at the fiscal year end when the companies are trying to close their books. We have added countless validation throughout the code base to prevent such issues, but still some issues now and then creep up. To help us, mitigate this issue, we've added this ledger health monitoring system. It's practically a background job that runs every day at midnight. What it does is it checks for the debit credit value mismatch. If your debit and credit doesn't match for a specific voucher, it will be reported here. So you can act on it as soon as this monitoring system finds it, rather than waiting for a quarter end or a fiscal year or whichever period on which you close your books. I'll quickly show this on the demo system as well. So there's a new page called Ledger Monitoring, Ledger Health Monitor. So this is an opt-in feature. It's not enabled by default. If you think that there are some custom scripts or custom apps that are causing these issues, just enable this health monitor, and then configure the number of days for which the monitor will look. For example, if you configure 150 days, like the last 150 days worth of records will be checked for debit credit mismatch or discrepancy between the general or payment ledger. And this can be configured to be run on individual companies. You don't have to run, if you have a multi-company setup, you can specify the individual companies you're planning to run this on. So once this is enabled, a background job that runs every midnight will run certain validations, and if any issues is found, it will be reported in a new doc type called Ledger Health. So as you can see here, it has reported 2 new vouchers. I specifically went ahead and manually edited the debit and credit value so that to showcase here. So this report has found out that this specific journal has a general, there's a discrepancy between the general payment ledger and its debit and credit is not matching. To showcase it, if you just go to the journal entry. So it's a very simple journal. It has 1,000 debit and credit, but if you look at the general ledger, as you can see, the credit value is actually different. It didn't happen on the standard code. I just manually went and edited it to showcase this feature. So yeah, so these are the small quality of life improvements that we've added in accounting module. I would urge you guys to make use of it and then give your feedback. Yeah, that's it. Any questions I can answer on the chat?
Yeah, Rutra, there are a couple of questions which are in the
Sure.
chat box.
So I think next Rohit will, sorry, go ahead. Yeah, next Rohit will go ahead. I'll answer questions on the chat form.
Thank you, Ruta. So I'm going to showcase the features related to stock and manufacturing, which we have merged in the last month. Some of them we have merged in the develop branch, and some of them we have merged in B15 as well as B14. So the first is track semi-finished goods. Just to understand what is semi-finished goods, take an example of bicycle. Bicycle is a final product. To make a bicycle, we required wheel, we required brakes, we required chain, pedals, right? So these are the semi-finished goods. And let's say I do a manufacturing of brake in-house, chain I do in-house, Will I do subcontracting? Means I give a raw material to my vendor and I get the final bill as a product from the vendor. And at the end, I do the bicycle manufacturing in-house. So to do this in ERPNext, we don't have a proper solution till V15. We have workaround like you have to create a multiple work orders to create a semi-finished goods, and and we don't have a like jobs card, or we don't have a specific feature to track the subcontract against the work order. So for a subcontract, you have to create a subcontract PO and complete the subcontracting flow. So in recently, what we thought, we can introduce a bill of material for all our job cards. Uh, so with that, user can get an option to add a raw materials against the job cards as well. They can produce the semi-finished good or the finished good against the job card. And if a particular job is subcontracted, then they will get an option to create a subcontracted order against the job card. So now you have to create a multiple bill of materials against each operation. And for that, we have a bomb creator. With the bomb creator, it will be very useful. Like it will be very easy to, add a multi-level bill of materials. As well, you can add operations. So I'm creating a bill of material for bicycle. So since I mentioned about the operation, I have to enable the track operation as well track semi-finished goods. I'm adding the operation as assembly. This is the final operation. Let's say it takes 30 minutes to complete, and my workstation is bicycle assembly create. So now I will get an option to create a sub assembly. So my first sub assembly will be brake assembly. Let's say the operation is brake making. The operation time, let's say 40 minutes. A workstation is brake making. Here you get the option to enable whether it is subcontracted or not. And then you will get an option to define the default warehouse. Let's say you don't want to transfer the materials from store warehouse to work in progress warehouse. Then you can enable the skip material transfer. So for this demo, I'm keeping all my raw materials as well the semi-finished goods in the store's warehouse. And my final product, I will put it in the finished good. Next is the raw material. So I'm adding the raw material for brake assembly. The brake cable and brake caliper. So after this, if you want to make any changes in the BOM, you can click on the edit BOM and change the default warehouse or the operation details. I wanted to change the source warehouse. So for my final product, I'm keeping the source warehouse, working progress, and then the finished good. Now I'm adding one more sub-assembly, which is, let's say, chain assembly. The operation name is chain making. Operation time, let's say 20 minutes. Workstation is chain making. Default warehouse, I'm keeping stores. Finished good, also stores. Adding raw material for chain. So I have two semi-finished good. I'm keeping this two only, not adding more. And now I'm submitting the bomb creator. So as soon as I submit the bomb creator, system will automatically create the bill of materials at the backend. So this is the final bill of material, final product bill of material. It has operation. Again, the operation you can define the FG item or semi-finished good. It will have its own bill of material. Fine. Now I'm creating a work order. Work order will have the information of save and submit. So as I submit the work order, system has created a job cards against each operation. Now you'll get a option to complete the job card either from the job card screen or from the workstation dashboard. So you have to complete all your job cards one by one, and at the end, when you complete the last job card, system will automatically update the status of the work order. So next is I'm going to use the workstation dashboard to start and complete the job card. So we have a plant floor. On a plant floor, you can see the status of workstation. So these are my workstations. I'm opening the first workstation. So on a workstation, you can see the all open job cards. The first job card is I have to make a break. So I have an option to start and this transfer material. If I click on transfer material, since I have enabled the skip material transfer, which means I don't want to transfer from store to WIP. And since I have I have raw materials available in the stores warehouse, the status is showing as available here. So then I will just start the job. Once I click on the start, system has automatically fetched the employee because I have linked this employee to my current user. If you go to the employee master, you can see the under user details, the user ID of the current user. And then I'm clicking the submit. If you have to add multiple employee, you can select that employee and system will add it in the table. So once I click on the submit, the job has started. The status is showing as work in progress. The workstation status is showing as production. Next is I'll get an option to pause the job or complete. So let's say pause. The status has changed to on hold, and the workstation status has changed to idle. Next is resume, and the final is complete. So once I complete the job card, system automatically creates the stock entry. So if I open this stock entry, you can see the raw materials has consumed and system has added the semi-finished good as a break assembly in the stores warehouse. So you can track the semi-finished good. You can see the available quantity of semi-finished good using the stock ledger report. Next, I'm going to take a next job, which is chain making. I'll say start. So this job has started. Now we have added two fields to which will help you to start or complete the job using the QR code. So you have to just scan your job card QR code here, and system will start or complete the job. So now we will use and I'm just copying the job card ID and putting here to complete the job. So once you scan the job card ID, it asks you to complete the job card. Okay, so the second stock entry has completed. The chain assembly is available in the store's warehouse. Now the final operation, which is bicycle assembly. Since we have enabled we have disabled the skip material transfer, our first step is we need to transfer materials from store to WIP. So for that, you have to click on transfer material and then say make transfer entry. And then you have to save the stock entry and submit it. So the material has transferred to WIP, and we'll say start. This job has started, and then we'll say complete. So the stock entry for the final product has done. And if I open the work order, I can see the status has completed with the manufacture quantity as 1. So most of you have already worked on the work order, like there has the option to transfer the materials against the work order and the creation of manufacturing entry against the work order. Same thing we have done it in the job card. So this feature is merged in develop branch, not we have backward to V15. So mostly it will come in the version 16, and if you have wants to test it, you should have a develop branch locally. And if you have any feedback on or question on this feature, you can create a GitHub issue for that. The next is V15 features. So some minor V15 features we have added in the last month.
Just give us a few minutes. I think Rohit is facing some technical issues.
Hello, hello.
Yes,
Sorry,
just give
the
us.
electricity is, yeah,
Yeah, Rohit, you can go ahead.
okay. Okay, so we have added a new report called available batch report. We have a batch-wise balance history report to check the available batches as per the date. Batch-wise balance history reports take a time to load, mostly when you have like huge number of data. But available batch report is this report is generates very fast, and this is we have introduced to improve the performance for that batch balance history report. Our next feature is okay. So we did some small changes in the stock reconciliation. Let's assume you have 3 batches in the system for a batch item, but physically you have just one single batch. Now you want to reconcile the batches, so and you want system should automatically consume the available batches. For that, in the stock reconciliation, we have added a checkbox reconcile all serial number or batches. So let's take an example. So available batch report has as a demo item. Okay, for this item we have 5 batches. And I don't want to use, I mean, I want to reconcile and add one batch only. So what I will do, I'll pick this first batch and putting the quantity as string. And submit. So you can see all the other batches has removed and just one batch is there. The next feature is this was done by the Rafael. He has contributed this feature. So basically, if you are creating a purchase receipt against the serial item and you want to invert less 100 serial number and you don't want to manually put those serial numbers, then this feature will be helpful. So you have to enter the series. So let's say SN dash 001:100. So you have to put 2 colon and then the range. So system has added automatically 100 serial numbers, and then you have to click on the create serial numbers button. So system will automatically create the serial and batch bundle for the 100 serial numbers, which you can see it here. So that's it from the stock and manufacturing side. If you have any questions.
I think, Rohit, there are a couple of questions on the chat box and in the Q&A session box also.
Fine, I'll
Yeah.
answer them on the chat. So next is Jannat. No.
Hi everyone. So I'll go next. Let me just share my screen. All right. So I'll be giving you a quick walkthrough of all the latest developments that happened with Frappe Learning. Um, and I know I didn't officially announce this anywhere, but we changed the name of the app from Frappe LMS to Frappe Learning. I think we did that last month, and you must have noticed the changes on the landing page and everywhere else that you see the name appear. And the name is not the only thing that's new. A lot of things have changed. The past 2 to 3 months, I was rewriting the entire application using Frappe UI and Vue.js. And we've also redesigned the screens of the app, and you'll get to see the changes in the next few minutes. I'll start with the very basic flow first, that is courses. Um, this is what the screen looks like now, the course list. And as you can see, there's a sidebar at the left corner. And this sidebar will now be present in all the pages. We introduced the sidebar because it makes the navigation even more simpler and makes the discoverability of all the features better. And apart from that, I recently added this feature called featured courses. As you can see, the first two courses, they have a tag called featured. So when you're creating a course, there's this option called as featured. And if you just enable that, it's just a simple checkbox. Those courses will then appear at the top of the course list view. So any course that you want to highlight and get more attention to, you can mark those courses as featured. Then coming to this is what the course details page looks like. All of the basic information of the course, like its description, instructor details, and a preview video are listed down on this page. And if you're a student, you get to see a start learning button here, and clicking on that button enrolls you into the course. And once you are enrolled into the course, you get to access all of the lessons of the course. This is what the lesson screen looks like. And as you may have, I don't know, most people have idea, but if you don't, the type of content that you can add in Frappe Learning is you can add textual content, you can have code blocks, you can have videos from YouTube, Vimeo, or you can even upload videos from your local machine. You can upload audio snippets, you can attach Google Slides, embed Google Slides here. All of that functionality is available when you are creating lessons in your learning management system using Frappe LMS. Then coming to the next feature, below each lesson, there is this Q&A session wherein all the people who have enrolled for that course can ask questions, and then moderators or other fellow students can answer those questions and help resolve the queries that they have. And yes, next is batches. So this is the list of batches. You may have seen this on Frappe School. So this page is by default divided into various sections, and all of the upcoming batches are the ones that you see first. And you can have both paid batches and unpaid batches. Right now, we have Razorpay as the payment gateway, and I'll be introducing a couple of more payment gateways soon. And once a student clicks on any batch, they get to see the batch details page, wherein all of the details of the batch are present here. And a student can register into the batch. If it's a paid batch, they'll have to complete the payment. If it's a free batch, they get enrolled automatically. And once they're enrolled in a batch, they get to see the internals of the batch. Like, for example, this is from a moderator's view. if I'm a moderator, I get to see the students list on the batch. I can add more students right from here or remove students. I can add assessments. I can conduct Zoom live classes, and I can also chat with students here through the discussion section and make important announcements. All of that was what was there in the older version as well, and now some new features that I've introduced. First is notifications. As you must have seen that this Q&A sections in lessons as well as batches. So it's important to have notifications around those, because if someone replies to the question that I asked, I need to know that there's a reply that I need to check. So now, as you can see in the sidebar, you see the notifications uh, listing with the count of 1, which means that I have one unread notification, and I can click on the sidebar link and it leads me to the notification page. This page is by default divided into 2 sections, read and unread, and I can switch between the sections. I can also mark all of the notifications as read, and I can click on the view button to directly visit the page where the notification event triggered. This is similar to what we had before, certified participants page. So you can create certificates from the learning system, and then you can publish those certificates on the web, which means that all the ones that are published will appear in this list. So to give a kind of shout out to all the people who have completed certification, and also to encourage more people to take certification. Then there's profile page. This is what the profile page looks like now, wherein you have your basic information, a headline and a bio, and it's very easy to edit your profile right from this page. You can even edit your cover image and your profile image. Apart from that, all of the certificates that you've received are listed here. And if you're a moderator or an admin, you can modify the roles. And if you have an evaluator role, then there's this new evaluation section. For example, I'm the moderator of Frappe School, and I take evaluations every Wednesday and Thursday. So I can enter my slots right from this page. I can edit the slots as well from here. And if suppose I'm going to be on leave the next week, then I can also enter my unavailability. So, for example, if I'm unavailable next week, I enter my unavailability here. And if someone is trying to schedule evaluation for next week, they will get notified that I'm unavailable next week, and they would be asked to select a later date. And then comes patches, one of the most requested features. So now if you're an admin or moderator, you can configure batches in the LMS system based on certain rules. And if a student fulfills those rules, they get these patches assigned to them that they can view from their profile page. You can give a name, an image, and a description to the batch. And then once the student has received those batches, they can check them out from their profile page itself. The next is the jobs page. This page this is what the page looks like now, the listing. And when any of the user clicks on any of the listing, they get to see the details. The new addition on this page is the apply button. So for example, if I'm interested in this job, I can click on the apply button, and it's a very simple application process. I just have to upload my resume. And once I put my resume and click on submit, the poster of this job receives an email notification along with my resume. So it's like a very simple application process right from the learning system. And the last page, statistics. This was also there before, but it looks like this now. All of the important statistics that people should know about the learning system are present on this page to give an idea to everyone of how well the learning system is doing, and also to be transparent in the same process. Uh, that is all from my side. And I think Ritvik Sardana will go next with the updates of education app. And I'll answer the questions in the Q&A session.
Hi, is my screen visible? I hope it's visible.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, Ritik.
Yes.
Yeah, so hi everyone. As mentioned earlier, I am Ritvik Sardana, and today I'll be first discussing what and why of Frappe education. When you want to have a ERP for any kind of academic institute, that's where you use Frappe education. Let's say you want to schedule some classes for your school or maybe your college or maybe any kind of academic institute. You can do that. You can manage your instructors, you can manage your professors, you can manage your students, you can conduct classes, you can mark attendance, you can uh, take examination and conduct results. If that is your use case, that's when you want to use Frappe education. So let's get started with the flow of Frappe education. Now here is the academic year. So you can create an academic year for the start date and end date of your academic institute. Then there is academic term. Then what you can do over here is you can divide your academic year into multiple academic terms based on your academic institute. Like some people do, some people have two academic terms and some have three. So you can divide your academic year into various terms. Then there is education settings. After creating those, you can set the current academic year and current academic term in the education setting, which will be used as the default in like all the other doc types. Now talking about the student applicant doc type. Now let's say you want to take admissions for your school. So for student applicant doc type, there is a web form called student applicant. So students will fill their information over here there, and then the data will be shown in the desk view in the student applicant doc type. Now if you will see, there are options to there are actions. So either you can approve the student or reject the student. After approving the student, the status is changed to approved, and then you can enroll the student. Enroll the student. So let's say now you want to enroll a student, multiple of student into like a similar class. So what you can do is you can go to the program enrollment tool and select get student from student applicant. Now you select the academic year, you select the class. In a program is basically a class or class 1, class 2, class 3, and then you can click on get students. From here you will be getting the list of all the students which applied for class 10th in the academic year of 24-25 whose data is approved as shown over here in this previous slide. So you can enroll these students into this class with the help of the program enrollment tool. Now when you enroll them, a student master is also created with all the information which was there in the student applicant doc type. So all those information will be mapped over here, and a customer is also created against this. Now talking about student groups. So let's say you want to divide your class or segregate your class into like various batches, right? So let's say you want to convert your class 3 into class 3A section, class 3 section A, section B, or section C. So that you will be able to do it with the help of student group doc type. Now moving ahead, and you can before that we can click on get students, and we will be able to get all the students which are there, and then we can create our group based on our customizations. Now there are two tools which are linked to the student group. First is course scheduling tool, and second is student attendance tool. Now course scheduling tool is used. So for example, you want to schedule your classes for a particular section for a particular class, which will be held by Manoj Sharma, who is the instructor in this case, in the room 2. And the dates will be like all dates which all the dates which lies between the 1st May and 31st July. Hello. Yeah. And on the days of Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the class will be created from 11 to 12, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Now, course schedule is a calendar view, so you will be able to see your schedule like this. Now moving ahead with the student attendance tool. Now you have created your classes. Now what you want to do is you want to take attendance against that. So you will be able to select the attendance based on student group. You will select the group over here, like say 2A, section 2, class A, section A, class 2, and so on. You can select the student group from here, the date on which you are taking the attendance. As soon as you select the date, the list of students will be populated over here, and then you can mark the attendance from here, and the attendance record will be created for each student. Now then there is assessment plans. So for assessment plan, is my another screen also visible to you guys? Can anyone confirm?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So I'll be creating an assessment plan now. So it is for class 3, section A. The course is maths, and I am selecting the assessment group. Now, basically, what assessment group is, it is a tree view doc type where you can select the structure of all the examinations which will be conducted in a particular year. So let's say for my school, I am conducting 24-25 examination in unit test 1, test 2, test 3, and finals. So that I'll be selecting over here ki what kind of assessment is it, and then I'll select the grading scale. Now, grading scale is basically this doc type which says ki if the student is scoring above 95% of the total marks, then the student will get A plus grade. So that's how you can set threshold for your marks, and based on that, the grades will be calculated. Now, then there is the schedule date. I'll be conducting the class 3A exam for course maths on 30th May from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. in room 2. Then comes the evaluation part, where is like what is the maximum score for this kind of exam. So in this case, it is 45. So you can write 45 over here, and then you can divide this 5 marks into like various assessment criteria. So let's say unit test 1, you have 2 criteria, which is theory and viva. You can divide the 45 into like 30 for theory and 15 for viva. So now continuing with the presentation. Now there is assessment result. So for the assessment plan, which I created in the earlier slide, I am calculating the result for that. So I put the scores over here, like Akhil Chai has scored 30 out of 20, 25 out of 30, and then 10 out of 15. The grades will be automatically calculated, and then you can click on submit button to create the result for all of these students. Now comes fee structure. So the fee structure has been revamped since I took over education. So earlier it was very different. So now we have this fee structure. Now what fee structure is? The fee structure is basically the fees which you will be taking for a particular program in a particular academic year. Okay. So from here, you can select the program. You can select the academic year. You can also select the type of student, like student category. Maybe there are scholarship students, and some schools, give 100% scholarship tuition fees to 100% discount on tuition fees to all of those students. So based on those kind of things, you can create a fee structure, and then you can select the components from here. Now, what are these components? Like a school collects various kind of fees, right? It collects tuition fees, it collects library fees, it collects miscellaneous fees, or maybe travel fees. So all of those are fee category. Now, when we go into a fee category, you will see that this is how a fee category looks like. It has the description, and item master is also linked to it. And along with that, we also have the accounting defaults. Now, what accounting default does for fee category is you can select the company for which you are creating the ledger entries. Then you can select the income account for it. So let's say you want to segregate your income shown in the ledgers based on the category. You can create a new income account, and against that income account, the ledger entries will be created. And same for the default cost center. Now, let's say you have for this company, the default cost center is main JDKPS. And if I want, like, if your school have, various branches, then you can select different branches from here itself. Okay. So this is what fee category is. So you can select it over here in the component structure, and then you'll be able to create a fee structure. Then from there, you can create a fee schedule. While clicking on this button, a pop-up will be shown. So from here, you can divide your total amount, which is shown over in 5,700 rupees. You can divide those amounts like various fee plans, maybe it be monthly, quarterly, semi-annually, term-wise, whatever suits your academic institute. You can do that, and then you can customize your distribution based on that, and then select the student groups against which you are creating this fee structure. So as soon as I create on create button, a fee schedule is created, and as you will see, it has a status of invoice pending. So when I will click on this button, create sales invoice, all of those students which are there in the student group 3A, and the sales invoice will be created against all the student groups which are there, and against all the students which are shown over here. So in this case, 5 sales invoice will be created for this particular fee schedule. And now talking about one of the major improvements in education module, which is student portal. So student portal has these kind of education settings. So you can select the attendance based on course schedule or student group based on just academic requirements. Then you will have to set the razor pay key and razor pay secret for, I will show what is the reason for that. Then there is the abbreviation of your school, the school name, and the school logo which you will put over, you want to show on the education portal. So this is the make sure that the user which is logging over here has the role of student. Only those users will be able to log in. So the logo which you put in the education settings will be shown over here. And the first page which will be shown over here is this page, which will the schedule of that particular student. So while clicking on this event, I will get the additional data for that class. So let's say the class is conducted on March 6. It is conducted by Sheldon from 4 to 5 p.m. in this room. Second page is the grades page. So here the student will be able to see all their historical academic data. So let's say the student is in class 4. So they can click on this drop down menu and they can select, excuse me. So they can select select the previous classes and all the examinations which are conducted in the school or any kind of academic institute will be shown in this table over here. Then moving ahead with the fees. Now fees, as I mentioned before, you need to put the razor pay key and razor pay secret. So via the student portal, students will be able to put the directly pay the fees from the portal itself. So as soon as I click on pay now, the student portal will be open. The razor pay payment portal will be open, and the students will be able to pay the fees for that. Now there is a download invoice option also. So student after paying that can also see the invoice, which they can also download the invoice against which they paid the fees. Now the last page is attendance page. Now students can apply for leaves. They can be marked present and they can be marked as absent. So all of that status can be shown over here on this page. And the students can click on apply for leave button, and then you will select the date, so from date to date. And the reason when you click on save, the student will be marked as leave on those particular dates. And last but not the least, this is the profile view of the student, where student will be able to see their whole data in from the profile model. So yeah, that's it from my side. Thank you so much everyone for listening for Frappe Education.
Thank you, Ritvik. So we can take questions. I think we have a couple of minutes where we can take the Q&A. So if someone wants to unmute themselves and ask some queries, you can go ahead.
Hi, Ritvik. This is Imtiaz here.
Hi Imtiaz, hello.
I just wanted to know, students' attendance, can it be captured using biometric, and the attendance it will auto capture?
It is a customization which I think the partner will be able to do it. It does not come out of the box with Frappe Education.
Okay, but that's possible. It can be done.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah.
And after certificate also, passing certificate can be generated from this.
Passing certificate, I'm not sure what is that.
Okay.
The report card can be generated for that
Report
student.
card. Okay, report card is there.
There is a tool called Student Report Generation Tool. Student, yeah, it is that. So you can do it from here for each student.
So you have a student lecture schedule also is there, no? Faculty lecture schedule.
Faculty lecture, that is called course schedule only, and you can create it against any kind of instructor who is taking the class.
Hi, Ritvik. Sabia here.
Hi Sabia, hi, how are you?
I'm good. Just one question. You have shown the schedule of sessions, like courses.
Right.
So a student has probably 8 periods a day.
Correct.
So how convenient it will be to display all that in a calendar view? Only 2 or
So
3.
calendar view. No. Let's say in the portal, right? The student will be able to see all their classes for the scheduled day for each day, and it currently has monthly view only. but soon it will also have the week view and the day view. So student will be able to see each day ka data
Yeah,
everywhere,
because
every time.
as the timetable is going to remain same for all the Mondays and for all the Tuesdays and for all the
Right,
Wednesdays.
right,
So probably monthly view won't be required. It should
right,
be.
right. So it is the PR which is there, which I've created for that, is in review right now. So as soon as that is fixed, so you will be able to see the weekly view and the daily view for that also, for all every day of your schedule.
Right. And the other thing is report card generation. Does it have anything besides the assessment, like it's in marks entry, what we call?
I didn't get your question. Could you repeat?
As you said, there is report card generation, right?
Yes, student report generation tool is there, yeah.
Correct. So does it have anything else besides the assessment created and the marks entered along with it?
Along with that, there is some kind of total parent-teacher meeting which were conducted. There is an
Okay.
option for number of meeting attended by the parent. Those all can be shown in that. And
Okay.
along with that, there is some kind of letterhead also, like if you want to show some kind of, details on the
Right.
report card.
Because if we talk about the pre-primary section in class 1 and 2, they don't have
Right.
marking system. They have those grading systems
Okay.
wherein even they don't have these courses. They have like communication skills and all.
Okay, but that can be set as a course over here. Okay, I get your question. Okay. No, those kind of things are not there because the report card tool is not like very polished. It was
Okay.
already there in that, but it's not like very polished.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Ritvik, I'll suggest you maybe check once. I think grading system is there in the assessment.
Could you
Somewhat
repeat?
different, but I think so. I think we have grading system based on the assessment and records scored by the students. I think grading system is there. So maybe let's revisit that and we can come back on this.
Yeah, sure.
Hi, Ritvik. This is Nanda here. In fee structure, how do we add the scholarship discount for a particular student?
Okay, so there is a field in the fee structure called student category. So
Okay.
from there, you can create a category called scholarship. And let's say, and then you can put all of those students into that particular category by creating a student group. Let's say there are 10 students who have earned scholarship in this particular year. You create a student group for that, for just the scholarship students. And then
Okay.
based on that, you can put the discounts.
Okay. But how do we do it for different classes? Because every class has different fee structures.
Right. So, okay. So for each class, you will have to create a group with scholarship.
Scholarship. Okay.
And then you'll have to enroll and you have to add those students. Like let's say the class 3 student have 2 scholarship students. You can
Okay.
add that into that group, scholarship class 3, for example. And then you can create that fee structure with the discounted functionality, discounted money.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Thanks.
Hello, Ritvik, John. Yeah, are you considering other payment gateways as well?
Payment gateway, yeah, we are considering of maybe integrating the PayPal or PayPal into this so that it can cover the other regions also. It just have Razorpay right now, but we are thinking of integrating maybe the PayPal or maybe some other kind of like payment portal.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Ritvik, one more question on the fee structure.
Yeah.
I have a requirement, say, if a student pays the fees in a full fees, right, per year, say it's 1 lakh fees, they pay the full amount fees, and they get a discount on the transport, 50% on the transport. So how do we define these kind of fee structures here?
Can you please repeat the transport part? I did not get it.
If a student pays the full amount of fees and they get a discount on the transport fees.
Okay, that functionality is not available.
It's not, okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Do we have a facility for installment?
Installment, it's there. It's called fee schedule. So against the fee structure, you can create your fee schedule, and you can like divide your total amount into like various months, and based on that, the EMI kind of thing can be used. It can be used for EMI kind of things.
Any other queries? You can just unmute yourself and ask.
Okay, so I wouldn't know if the question is related to this webinar, but I just want to know, I have even ERPNext installed, and I want to use the HR or the CRM module. Is there a way it's linked to my ERPNext since they are separate app?
HR app has built on top of Frappe framework, so you can edit in the ERPNext. Same with the CRM.
Sorry?
So you need to install those apps in your ERPNext on your bench. So you have to install both HRMS and the CRM apps on your bench first, and then install it in your site. Are you using Frappe Cloud, or you have like local setup?
Local setup. So I just want to know if they are going to share the same database with my ERPNext since they are different app. Or
Sorry, didn't get you. You
okay,
want to...
my question is when I install them on my bench, the CRM, the HR, and ERPNext, will I be able to share the same database with the three app?
Same database? Yeah, it will be in the same one database only. So each site will have its own database. So let's say if you have two sites on your bench, then it will have two database, and each database will have the each database will have the doc types which are related to the models which you have installed on your bench.
Okay, so if I have an account on ERPNext, I can also be able to log into the HR and still be able to retain the same information that I need to.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other question, or should we just wrap?
Also, before wrapping the webinar, we have shared with you a link in the chat box, which is a feedback form. We would request you if you can just spare a few minutes and just fill in the feedback form, because it will help us to improve this session and also our upcoming sessions as well. So your valuable feedback is very much essential for us. So thank you so much. Any other questions?
I'd like to ask a question.
Sure.
Yeah, but this is related to the serial and batch bundles. I have also issued this question in the Q&A section, but I don't find the answer quite satisfactory. The point is, when we have a doc type related to the batch serial bundle and we would like to, let's say, cancel and delete the document afterwards, we still cannot break that deadlock because we cannot delete the document because of the serial and batch bundle, and we cannot go and delete the serial and batch bundle by hand because it is related to the doc type. This is still continuing. So I think it is very related to one of the items that we spoke here.
So basically, let's say you created a purchase receipt. I'm taking a purchase receipt use case. Let's say you created a purchase receipt, and on the back end, there is a serial and batch bundle again that purchase receipt, right? Now you are canceling the purchase receipt. So the serial and batch bundle also cancelled. Now you want to delete the purchase receipt, right? So after deletion of the purchase receipt, system delete the serial and batch bundle as well. So where you are facing the deadlock issue?
The stock reconciliation, for example.
Okay. So you mean if you cancel the stock reconciliation, the serial and batch bundle cancel against it, but whenever you try to delete the serial and the stock reconciliation, the serial and batch bundle won't get deleted. And it
Yes,
won't allow you to delete the serial and batch bundle also because it is linked with the stock reconciliation.
exactly.
Fine, I'll try to fix this issue. First, I'll try to replicate. If it is replicating, I'll fix it and share the. I mean, we will release it by the next week. Hello.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Hello.
Yeah. Hi. Hello.
Yes, my question is for Ritvik. You take a student as a customer in education module, and what about the teachers and other general staff and their evaluation? How we can add that data in this educational module
Valuation in what sense?
of teachers' performance and their salaries and their
So for salaries, what you can do is you can use the HR module for that. So that will be that can be done via that via HRMS. But for any kind of teacher evaluation and something, and nothing profile, nothing like is there right now in the education module for any kind of instructor.
okay.
Hi there. I have another question, but it's again related to accounting and stock. Is it allowed?
Yeah, go ahead.
I have a case because recently in Turkey there's been high inflation, so we had to make a lot of reconciliations, reevaluation of the stock and journal entries, journal and or GL items. And while we were doing that, we have encountered something like zero stock on a warehouse for an item, but the valuation for the stock was minus 1 point something. It was a minus value, and the stock was zero. It is affecting the balance, of course, in a negative way, but we cannot get rid of this entry, and we can also not locate this. Because it's been an item with very high, let's say, amount of stock entries. So going through each of the stock entries and trying to locate was impossible. So is there any way that this journal entry check or health check, ledger health check is also checking for such inconsistencies? Thank you.
So you have zero stock, but you have non-zero stock balance. That's your issue, and you want to make
Yes.
the stock balance as a zero. So
Yes.
we have a stock ledger invariant check report, which basically tells you like which entry was posted incorrectly, and you have to create a reposting entry against that item and warehouse on that day to fix that issue. So if I'm able to, I'm sharing my screen. I'll just quickly show you how it works. So there is a stock ledger invariant check report. Then you have to select the item. Let's say batch item and the warehouse is stores. So you can see all the transactions related to this item and warehouse. On there is a column called G minus D. So it should be zero. If you see some values in this column, let's say you found the value on this row. So you need to check the date and posting time, and then create a reposting entry. So you have to go to the repost item valuation, add transaction based on item warehouse, select the item as batched item, stores, then posting date will be this one. And posting time, you can keep the before that, like before this posting time. Save and submit. And then click on start reposting. Just make sure that the period should not be closed. If you have already closed the period, then system won't allow you to do the reposting because it has the impact on your closing balances.
Thank you. That's great.
Thank you everyone for joining in. In case we have not answered your queries, you can even write to us to the link which is shared after this call. So in case you have any queries, you can write on the link over there and we will help to answer the queries. And also, of course, I have already mentioned that your feedback will be very valuable for us. So thank you in for joining and hope to see you in our upcoming events as well. Thank you so much. And thank you again for the presenters as well, Ritvik, Rohit, Janat, and Rutra, to help us go and have an overview of the products. Thank you so much.